So I've developed this habit of maybe replaying the beginning of games specifically due to the comfort I feel from the familiarity. Resident Evil 4 and 2, Order of Ecclesia, God of War 1, DMC 3, and just any Zelda game I have with me. I always replay the beginning of Zelda games maybe more than any other game. We're all going through it today, and whenever it gets super rough, I open up maybe Minish Cap, Ocarina of Time, or Link Between Worlds, and play through the first dungeon while listening to some podcast. I recently got into journaling, which is honestly super fun if I'm being honest. I'm not the kind of person to write down my emotions or use a diary, but I do enjoy recording what I take away from some media that I consume, and just listening to lectures and reading articles. Like this one lecture about how the Dutch raise their children, which is basically just treating them like human beings, and this one article about how yelling at children is objectively useless. Coincidentally, as I've been drawing more, I've been in this celebrate small wins, every step of the journey counts headspace, and I didn't realize until now that Zelda was kind of helping me sort of combat the doubt that comes with such a positive ideology. As a creator and drawer, naturally I find myself falling into the cognitive distortion of loss aversion. The belief that a loss hurts twice as much as a win or gain feels good, which is not true, hence the name cognitive distortion. Learning and improving at anything is a journey, and on the way you're gonna make a lot of mistakes. But whenever I hear that, the people that I'm talking to almost never point out that you're gonna have small wins as well, and kind of expect you to just be positive about it the entire way. Naturally, this isn't true for every person that says this. I'm just stating my experience. Moreover, it makes me think about how we don't have a singular word synonym for small win, but multiple for small loss. Our language as a whole makes it easier and more convenient to be rude to ourselves than it does for us to be nice. Pick out the small bad, highlight the big bad, and cherish the big good. Your results always matter, but in some cases the process only matters when something is done wrong. So we have a bit of an unfair, uneven quadrant of priority. Big bad, small bad, big good. Why don't small wins matter? Hey, what do you think I am? Chopped liver or something, G? Well, I can't explain that because they do, but I can tell you how Zelda might have been my ticket out of the harmful all-or-nothing mentality that's plagued people like me. I find the staple Chosen One trope to be cathartic whenever it elaborates on the burden that the Chosen One has. He-Man, Lion-O, Morgan from Unicorn Warriors Eternal. The cost of being special is the fact that you're special. Self-proclaiming the title Chosen One is a little self-centered sounding, but when you're a GT kid, you're literally a chosen one, and the people around you might never teach you how to cope with the simplest of mistakes because of how high you're upheld. If your folks got you out of there quick enough, you might be lucky enough not to share that experience with quote-unquote gifted and talented children. If not, you might have had to deal with the pressures of your family, treating you like their ticket to free riches, to the point where no matter what your hobbies are, they have to mention turning it into a job, or else you simply shouldn't pursue it and they only see you as a potential cash cow. Link is the beacon of courage, the determined hero in green who isn't exactly ready for everything but overcomes it nonetheless. Each heroic act, from saving lives to catching chickens, has every reason to be celebrated, and so do his new findings. Whether it's a major item or another fucking shell. Okay. The Legend of Zelda loves rewarding players with cute-ass fanfares of different volumes and intensities. Every Zelda does this, but I feel it the most from the Zelda games I consider cuter. Link's Awakening, Minish Cap, and the Oracle Twins, to name a few. These games have a habit of highlighting your correct doings, and they do it to such an extent that sometimes I'm left wondering, am I being treated like a baby? Maybe you're just being treated like a person on a journey. These are the same thing. Your journey does not suddenly end when you leave high school. Your error chance isn't supposed to plummet the second you become an adult. Learning is not a childish, immature quality that you're supposed to grow out of. These are human traits. American culture is very goal-oriented. Progress takes a backseat unless someone wants to pick away at your mistakes. Celebrating small wins, being kind to yourself, is all seen as futile self-babying. So instead of the titular, be kind to yourself, I say, give yourself some fucking credit. Good Blood brought to my mind the angle that Zelda is about sorrow and healing, which I wholeheartedly agree with, but I also think Zelda is about you. and your realistically unshakable willpower and learning ability, along with the overall cowardice behind shaming yourself and others and calling it discipline. Zelda's a puzzle as a whole, and a puzzle inherently can't insult you. In fact, it encourages your curiosity, a very hands-on game and activity that loves giving you hints because being confused isn't evil or unintelligent. Just an opportunity. Where loss aversion averts you from wins, Zelda averts you from cognitive distortion. With a beautiful UI that reminds you the reality that your mistakes are just missteps that deserve as much a place in your journey as anything else. And while acknowledging that, it also celebrates your victoirettes. Or victorettes if you're lazy. Fuck you. Stuff them in your casserole, sprinkle them on your sandwich, you'll still be depressed, but at least your habit tracker's full. Victorettes are the name I'll be giving small wins in my later videos, solving my little personal issue with the inconvenience. I mean, just 2 whole words in comparison to the humble travel-sized mistake. The people want convenience, and I'm appealing to the people. Why can't you see that? You can't just have a low-light reel in the back of your head on repeat while Andrew Tate whispers loser in your ear. That's not discipline, that's just shame, and there's no real place for that in the learning journey. And look, I get it. You scrolled through r/stoicism for like 5 minutes, and because of that, you think this is the only way to really efficiently learn. But generally, the consequences of an action are much more effective a teacher than shame really ever is. You're allowed to celebrate your victorettes while respecting your mistakes. And that's one of my biggest takeaways from Zelda. The celebration of the sacred victorette and the breaking of unhealthy hustle culture is not only important, but brave, because a lot of the conventions we're sold are ran by cowards. Way too many of us were raised to subscribe to this cowardice that backs up nonchalance or overall coldness to ourselves and the people around us. We've forgotten that we owe each other and ourselves kindness. Someone struggling might think that being prideful for having brushed their teeth this morning is pity or equivalent to a participation trophy. Oh, well, other people have brushed their teeth. I don't deserve to be acknowledged. Well, shut the fuck up. Everyone had to be taught to do it. So the fact that you have to relearn already shows that you're capable of relearning something. Surprisingly enough, not everything is some corporate machine that wants you perfect or dead. More times than you think, you're in control of what a win actually is. We're constantly sold this belief that strength and intelligence is some cold, calculated characteristic involving brutal honesty, telling everyone and yourself that no one cares about emotions because it's what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, and that the grind never ends. I think that's for fucking pussies. I cannot imagine overcompensating and projecting onto others my internal fear of the obscurity and uncertainty that comes with defining my own success. But we are in a day and age where a lot of people have made your insecurities into a fucking business model. The silence in a Zelda puzzle is the space that you get to fill with whatever you want. Zelda uses that space and doesn't give you the option of being negative. You put those pieces together and they stuck. So let's stop pretending you didn't do anything. The puzzle-y-ness of Zelda is always different to me because of how the fanfares and sounds celebrate your smaller, more mundane acts and relativity to major things. Finding rupees isn't crazy, you're gonna find rupees. It's just like stumbling upon a penny or two. Finding the same shell for the 80th time, Miyamoto, what do you want from me, is a little confusing. But instead of being compelled to dispose of it, you just kind of wonder, where am I gonna put these? What the fuck would Link do with all these shells? Regardless, regardless, Link is gonna raise his hands and make that stupid fucking face, and you're gonna look at it and be proud of what you've done. And on top of that, you're gonna hear a cute ass, happy little fucking jingle. Alright? Alright. Your homework for when I get back is to go do something you've been meaning to do. That doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Draw that character you've been meaning to, write that song, try out that new recipe, watch that show you've been meaning to get around to. Because I know you haven't watched Abbott Academy, but you've been scrolling through YouTube Shorts a bit. And it's like, is this episode 1 or 35? Learn something new that isn't gonna take up like the next 5 months. Punch a Nazis. Tell your friends you love them and stop copping out with ILY, you fucking pussy. Oh, that's me. Go have fun.